Hello, it's Dan from Fun Kids, and now Descendants 2 is coming to the UK on the Disney Channel on the 20th of October. And we've got one of the stars, Cameron Boyce. He plays Cruella de Vil's son, and he's on FaceTime right now. What can we expect from Descendants 2?
I think the thing that fans can expect the most from Descendants 2 is just pure excitement. I think we really build off of the first one. And I think that it's really everything that you wanted in the first one, just all put into the second one. Obviously we get to explore the island a little bit more. We get to see a more vulnerable side of all of our main characters, really. And you get new characters. Everybody was sort of had all these different ideas as to, oh, we could have Captain Hook's kid and all, and now you have them, So it's really cool to sort of see some of the fans' wishes really come to light.
And can you tell us anything more about your character, Carlos?
So, Carlos, from the first film, was very excited to be in Auradon. And in the second film, he still is. He's very excited about it. But he's forced to go back to the island anyway to find Mal and sort of bring her back along with Evie and Jay and Ben. And through that whole process, he has to sort of come to terms with the fact that he is from the island and he will always be from the island, and that's never going to change. And then also, he is sort of dealing with this little crush that he has. So he has to figure out how to sort of man up and ask a girl to a dance as well. So he's really grown up in the second one, I think.
Are you anything like him in real life?
Carlos and I can be similar in some respects. We're both pretty smart, I would say, and we both have a lot of fun, I think. We're both a little cynical. I think the differences really are that Carlos is very unsure of himself a lot of the time, and in the first one he's scared of dogs and stuff, so he sort of is skittish just because of his mother and how he was raised. And for me, I'm not at all like that. I'm very much I know who I am, and I'm very content with that, and I'm just sort of me, and Carlos has a lot of questions, but that's sort of in a nutshell.
And what about the stunts, man? There's some amazing stunts in the show. Were you trained for them? Did you do any of them yourself?
Yeah, so Descendants 2, there's a lot of dangerous stuff that we did, but we all pretty much did our own stunts, which is awesome. That's really cool to say that you do your own stunts, and that's me. It's really cool. And there was a lot of training that went into it. You can't just go on set and do something insane like sword fighting and stuff. All of that stuff takes time in the rehearsal process. But we all, I felt, got pretty good at what we had to do, and we all did our own stunts pretty much.
Talking about rehearsals, I love the dance scenes. So many of them. Must have taken you ages to work on them. What were your favourite ones to film?
Yeah, so the dance scenes turn out really amazing, but only because we spend a lot of time on them and working with the choreographer and to make sure that they are the best as they can be. So we take, I think it's like 3 weeks in the beginning to really hone in on what we want to do. And after that, we get on set and we see what works and what doesn't, and then we sort of make changes on the fly sometimes. But yeah, so it's a very cool process. I think the favorite out of the group for me is probably the finale. It's called You and Me. It's just very celebratory and fun. It's very easy to watch. It's there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of happiness, and it all just sort of culminates, and the whole movie sort of ends up there in celebration. So it's it's a lovely piece.
Other scenes in the movie, what's your favourite scene in the film?
I think my favorite scene to shoot as an actor was probably Carlos and Jane and him finally asking her out. It's just sort of a fun scene, and as an actor, you really love scenes where you have to be a little more vulnerable. It sort of gives you a new feeling, and it has a lot of challenges sort of woven into it, so it's very fun. And Brenna and I have really good on-screen chemistry, I think. So it also sort of worked out really well, and the whole thing was so beautiful. We were like in this garden, and there was like the ocean behind us, and it was like, you know, it was very, you know, movie romantic, I guess.
And there are loads of you in the film. You must have been all on set all of the time. Did you have any embarrassing moments with any of them?
Did I have any? I feel like we all had embarrassing moments. Obviously, bloopers, forgetting lines and things like that. A lot of the time, because I work with a dog so much in these movies, there can be a lot of embarrassing moments. If the dog doesn't do the right thing, or, you know, it can be a little tricky. Also, the dog sometimes likes to lick your face or do some other crazy things. So, you know, it can be a little difficult to wrangle the dogs sometimes, but we make it work. And actually, the dog is so great. There are actually two of them, but really well trained and smart. But, you know, still a dog, so some things are gonna happen. But overall, the dog is pretty cool.
So what would you say to someone who's seen the film, who loves all the performances, and has kind of been inspired to be an actor themselves? Have you got any like tips or tricks for us?
Yeah, I think as long as you really want to do it, anyone can. I think the cool thing about acting is that there are so many different roles to be played and so many different places that you can take a character. And you never know what somebody's really going to want from a character. And a lot of the times you bring something that's very different than anyone else brings. So it's very cool to sort of go into a room and offer up something. And the writer who's been working on a character for, you know, 3 or 4 years sees something different that you brought and goes, yeah, that's also that character, you know? It's very cool. So, and there is, I feel like, a lot of yourself in characters that you play. So it is very interesting to see what different people bring. So if it is something that you really are passionate about, then definitely pursue it.
Thank you so much for watching. My name's Dan. You can hear me on Fun Kids every weekday from 1 until 4 on your DAB digital radio, on the free Fun Kids app for your phone and your tablet, and online at funkidslive.com. And while you're on the internet, if you want more of these kind of videos, you can subscribe right now.